If you are wired and tired and crashing, one of the first places to look is in the cortisol-insulin blood sugar relationship. So if you are waking up tired, you're dragging yourself through the morning, you maybe crash in the afternoon, and then you find that you are having a hard time shutting off your brain at night, it may not be a simple sleep problem. Now, I have worked with so many people who seem to have tried everything. Dietary changes, intermittent fasting, hormonal protocols, and more supplements than they can remember. And so often this fails to fix the problem. And many people understand that the hormone cortisol can directly and indirectly contribute to exhaustion and brain fog and mood changes, inflammation, and that wired yet tired feeling. And unquestionably, cortisol is a big part of the picture because cortisol matters. I mean, it is the ringleader of so many of our hormones, and it is the single hormone without which we cannot survive. But cortisol doesn't live in a vacuum. In this video, I want to show you one relationship that can keep your cortisol axis activated, and this is the relationship between cortisol and insulin and blood sugar. And I want to show you one simple intervention that is based on this relationship that you can initiate today to begin to improve your fatigue. My name is Scott Resnick and I'm a medical doctor. I'm making these videos to help you to find order and structure in your healing journey. Now, while so many people think that cortisol's job is to help us escape a tiger attack, its primary day-to-day job is much more mundane. Our greatest stressor is usually not a tiger attack. Historically, it's been finding food and maintaining glucose in our bloodstream so that we can keep our hearts and our brains alive. In a nutshell, cortisol helps to break down stored energy in the body to maintain this supply of blood glucose. And it does this through an ongoing push and pull relationship with the hormone insulin. Insulin's job as a growth hormone is to lower our body's blood sugar and to store that extra energy away for a rainy day. Cortisol and adrenaline oppose these effects. They retrieve that stored energy. So insulin stores energy, cortisol and adrenaline help to release it, and when that balance is off, you can end up on a blood sugar and cortisol roller coaster. One fundamental step that you can take beginning today is to stop making your body have to constantly adjust to low blood sugar. But as with so many things in medicine and life, this requires maintaining a balance. So there are two interventions here. The first is that you may want to avoid going for long periods of time without eating, especially if you are already struggling with fatigue and daytime crashes and that wired at night feeling. Fasting causes cortisol to rise, making your body break down these stored energy reserves to maintain your body's blood sugar. And over time, if that signal is too strong or too frequent, the body can move towards a state of catabolism. That means it is breaking down more than it is rebuilding. So intervention number one is simple, and that is to avoid long periods of fasting, particularly intermittent fasting, until you have begun to feel better. This may mean making some adjustments so that your blood sugar doesn't drop during the day. For somebody with fatigue symptoms, I may temporarily use and recommend smaller balanced meals or snacks throughout the day rather than long fasting windows. In this context, carbs are not bad. In fact, carbohydrates are our body's and brain's preferred source of energy. But as with so much in health and medicine, we want a balance, and we need to be careful not to have too much of a good thing. Excessive spikes of glucose from a high glycemic meal, such as pancakes with syrup or white potatoes or, heaven forbid, candy and sweets, these all cause insulin to spike, which then results in a precipitous drop in our blood sugar that can keep you on this high cortisol, low blood sugar roller coaster. So the goal is not no carbohydrates or constant sugar. The goal is blood sugar stability. My decades of practicing functional medicine have taught me that when we consider energy, we need to be thinking about three hormones collectively. And these are cortisol and insulin and thyroid hormone. In my health systems pyramid, these three hormones take center stage, and they sit at the foundation right alongside nutrition because energy is foundational to everything else in our health and wellness journey. So here's the practical takeaway. Figure out a healthy snack or a small meal that you can use during the day to maintain your energy stores. Consider protein and healthy fats and some low carbohydrate foods. If you're waking up early or feeling a strong early morning cortisol surge, you may even consider a few bites of a healthy snack before you go to bed at night to help to blunt that early morning cortisol awakening rise. You want to avoid big doses of the high glycemic carbohydrates that send your blood sugar up quickly and then drop it back down just as quickly. For some people, this can be one of the first steps that helps calm this pattern. And this step alone may help your energy and your brain fog and your mood and your sleep and your inflammation all begin to move in the right direction. True healing is found in assigning order to complex systems. And if you would like to know where you are from a functional health perspective, I'd like to recommend my quick and easy functional health assessment. It is 5 directed questions that takes about 2 minutes of your time in the privacy of your home, and it's going to give you insight into your overall health and wellness. It's found in the description of this video below, and I'll see you there.